DBS Radio. This is where we speak with great and regular Dominicans who will speak about their experiences, failures, and achievements. From doctors to politicians, to sanitary engineers, to the average man on the streets. Your story is a part of the Dominican story. And don't forget, within the Dominican story, we all have a Maria story. Life experiences contributing to the Dominica story with Julie Roberts on Bio Out Loud, Whitey Kubuli Mondays, 7 to 8 p.m. on DBS Radio.
Attention all gospel music artists in the Commonwealth of Dominica. National Institute for Praise Production, NIPP, is proud to present the first segment of our second annual Gospel Song Contest, the NIPP Gospel Song Audition. This is your chance to showcase your talent and compete for a chance to win amazing prizes, including studio recording time and cash awards. The NIPP Gospel Song Audition will be held on July 28, 2023, at the NIPP headquarters on 76 King George V Street, Roseau. This event is open to all gospel music artists in the Commonwealth of Dominica who want to take their music to the next level. To register for the audition, simply visit us at 76 King George V Street upstairs Robinson's Bakery, call or WhatsApp us at 265-5462, or email us at nationalinstituteforpraise@gmail.com. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to be a part of the NIPP Gospel Song Contest and showcase your talent to the world. #NIPP Gospel Song Contest #Dominica Gospel Music #Gospel Music Audition #Sing for the Lord #Dominica Music Industry #NIPP Dominica.
Through my pain, all my life, Lord, you cover me.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bio Out Loud. We've been gone for a month. We were on a little sabbatical because of other programming, but we're back this evening and I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I'm blocking off what I'm trying to advertise tonight, but welcome back. I'm Julie Roberts. I'm the host of Bio Out Loud here on DBS Radio, part of the Whitey Kubuli Mondays. This evening, we have a guest with us, but before we get into our guests, for those of you who've been following the show, I want to say thank you for being a part of the 1-year journey. Last year, the 5th of September, we started the show. And today, the 4th, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary here at Bio Out Loud. Thank you to everyone who have made this possible. Thank you for everyone who has been on the show. You know, if I have I don't want to forget anyone because we've had so many people come to give their life stories. So I want to say thank you. And if it's your first time being here with us this evening, we started this show because I really love listening to the stories that, I just like hearing people's life stories. And I realized that in Dominica, there are tons of stories that are not being told. And it's not just about people who have been successful, but we want to hear the failures. We want to hear the back in the day when I had to eat from this, the back in the day when I had to sleep on bedding. I want to hear these stories. And also we really want to share Maria stories. So that's how we came about with it. And we're celebrating 1 year. So with my guest tonight, I'm going to do a little toast to the listeners, the executive, DBS Radio, and everyone who have made my 1 year possible, and to many more years to come.
One love.
She said one love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we are going to have a great one here this evening. I have a wonderful guest, and we know her as the Night Doctor.
Yeah.
And some people might even know you as Miss Planet, the lady who coined Dominica is a planet.
Dominica is a planet, yeah.
But your name is?
Rudolphia.
Rudolphia. So
I'm Rudolphia Corriette from Point Michel.
Rudolphia. La Pointe. Okay, so we're going to have a lovely conversation with you this evening, and we're going to start in about 2 minutes. So before we we start, let me just say this. I want to thank my sponsor, NIPP, for continuing to support the show. Next week, we're going to have some of the information because now that the auditions are over, we're going to let you know who have passed through the auditions. And we're going to have some more information for you guys because we now have we have contestants or contenders, and we're going to explain the competition and how it's about to go down. In addition to that, we also, this month is a packed month. Next week, God's willing, is going to be different. We're going to be showing awareness to the PCOS month, so we're going to do some PCOS awareness, and instead of having live stories, we're going to have PCOS stories. So stay tuned to that. We're going to have some of our women here locally. They're going to speak about what they went through with PCOS. Then on the 18th, we're going to have Bushti and Maria. The 18th, we're going to speak about our Maria stories because it's the anniversary of Maria, and that was actually part of the making of the show, Maria Stories. So, very often you feel like, oh, I forget my Maria story, but as soon as someone starts speaking about it and you have a little cup of tea in your hand, right away all the stories come back up. So we're going to do that on the 18th. And then on the 25th, we have the representative from NIPP who's going to come and give her story. So stay tuned this month for everything that we have to bring to you from Bio Out Loud. All right, so let's start. Miss Rudolphia, I want to make sure I have never heard that name before, Rudolphia.
Well, another common name.
It's an old name.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Rudolphia.
I am from Port Michel. We have a young lady from Portsmouth, and I think Trafalgar have one also. Another common name.
It's not a common name.
No.
Okay, so Miss Rudolphia, what's the first thing you can remember? First, like when you realize, oh, I'm alive. Someone is living in this body. What's your earliest memory?
I'm alive. To tell you the truth, the first memory was when I started growing up. I was only growing up with my grandmother.
Mm.
I don't know who's my mother. I never knew who was my father. The only person I knew was my grandmother. I suffered with asthma, my grandmother. I could go school in the morning, but I cannot go in the afternoon because of the hot weather. And I used to suffer with it through the weather. When you have some that suffering with it through the rainy season, and you have some that suffering with it through the hot weather.
So you were the
and
one
that
the hot
was
weather.
my life, yes. I did not sit common entrance because of that asthma.
Okay.
And at the same time, my grandmother could not afford to send me to school.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Yes.
Miss Rudolphia told me, Julie, you can ask me anything, I will answer. And, as long as it's respectful, we're going to go there tonight. So she gave me the leeway. Okay, so you said you're from Point Michel. You're born, raised, everything Point Michel. You've never lived in another village?
No.
Point
never.
Michel.
I married Point Michel.
So tell me something that's unique about Point Michel. For someone who've never been to Point Michel, tell me something that's unique about it.
Point Michel was a unique place. We had sports in football, we had it in rounders, we had it in cricket, We had a lime factory by the cemetery. It's one of these days after Maria, and digging, everything just go. Well, we had all that. We had a lot of fishermen.
Okay. All right. So you said that you didn't know your dad, but you knew your mom?
I knew my mom when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
At 19 years old, my mom and my aunt come together. And the thing is that my grandmother told me, my mom will be slim and my aunt will be fat. So when taxi come, I come to hug. I hug the slim one, believing she's my mother by the time it was my aunt.
So where was she? She was not in Dominica?
My mother? No,
Yeah.
she was in England. They was in England,
Okay.
and they come for the very first time when I was 19 years. So I went and I hugged my aunt, no believing, well,
Yes.
this is my mother, because my grandmother told me she was slim.
Yes.
And unknowing is the aunt that was slim. And there comes trouble between aunt and mother because she say I ignore her and I hug my aunt before her.
So they never sent you pictures before that day?
Nah, well, what pictures? Yeah, the camera was not the time.
Well, I don't know your age. No,
Well,
you look young.
yourself,
You look young.
My grandmother gave me this story about my mother and my aunt, and I followed the rule. So. And the rule was wrong.
Yes.
Good. So when you leave and go overseas, you go slim. When you come back with a size.
Yes.
And the one that go with this size now come back with another size. So there I was in trouble.
Okay, so prior to that, you're saying from 0 to 19 years old, you were with your grandma.
Oh, yes.
That's the person who, your grandmother and grandfather, or just grandmother?
Grandmother.
Okay, so what was life like in your household in terms of finances? Because you said that, she could not afford maybe for you to do, just for you to compose the common entrance? You said she couldn't afford to. So tell me, what was life like in terms of food and just the living in the household growing up with your grandma?
Well, when my grandma had a piece of land, a place they call Gommier. So she was planting there and so on. We could have the food. And when her children, she had 3 of them over in England. So when they do remember, they will send her money for her and send my own for me, and we control that. But to say to have an income, it wasn't that big. But I did not see, like people say, they see misery. Now I can't say that. It could be $20. My grandmother would give me to go town. You understand? And make my shopping. I just have to hold 50 cents to come back up. Because if I'm going to 50 cents.
Oh, the bus was 50 cents at that time.
The bus was 50 cents
Look
at that time.
How much is it now?
$3.
Wow. And I mean, with time, things change. I'm not hitting the bus system, but
no, we don't hit in the bus.
To remember when it was.
Because the bus driver that they know and the one that was there before, the one that was there before, they went to rest, Right now, it's young boys are there, so.
And speaking about prices of bus, like, do you remember when you could go to the shop and get like lard or butter?
Yeah, quarter pound lard, quarter pound butter, a gill of oil, 50 cents, a tin of milk, maybe 30. Thing was nice before.
It's just the things was nice.
You was growing up in a way where you see everything was okay.
Yes.
A quarter pound codfish, a lache l'amour.
Just slow down with that one. What's that?
Lache l'amour.
What's that?
Codfish tail.
Okay.
If you can get the real codfish, you ask for codfish tail.
Oh.
And when you put that under the fig and dashing, you have a heavy breath with dumpling.
But it's definitely a different time because I just the other day my girlfriends and I were talking, and we're talking about the fact that we came at just like when that time was going out of style. But if you ever visited your grandma, and my girlfriends, one is Jamaican and one is Guyanese, yet they still knew about that, where you could get like a little pound of butter or lard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all had lard
25 cents. Yeah, man.
Lard, get in the brown paper bag and take it home for
25
granny.
cents,
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
And
so
the butter was hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure my listeners can relate to that. So when you spoke about the 50 cents bus, it took me all the way back there.
Yeah.
But, something my mom used to tell me about bedding. As a child, so when you're with her, you would hear, she would be like, oh, y'all have life sweet. I say bedding. However, when I came to visit my grandma, I found out about bedding. So tell me about your bedding days.
Well, my bedding days, my mother on top with her mattress and her bed.
Yes.
And I below with a heap of bedding.
And the bedding is like the shirt and the pants.
The old pants, the old skirt, the old clothes, the old sheet, the old pillowcase. I have a bedding. Now, when you wet that and you get up from your sleep and you see that wet, you go in outside and you take in all the dry. You cover in the wet. So there, and then you sleep in. You understand? But before now, on floor, carpet, you understand? And then there was a kind of a bug. Oh my God, Jesus. They used to call it Pinez.
Pinez.
And you know the best thing with that, when you see your grandmother want to see them, they take in white sheet, you know, and they put in on that. Now the penis on white sheet, playing game with you there. And you know the penis is a thing coming up from the ground. Because it's absolutely, if you dig in, according to what you dig in and you watch well, you will see a little flat animal walking. That's a penis, you know.
Is it the thing that makes like the little hole? No, could we call that jam pee? But
No,
not that.
It make it holes also.
Okay.
It make it holes, and if you have that around, and now you pee, the wood, and it like a sweet thing.
Yeah.
That wood like that, so it coming up, and then there it is. It have you. It dig. You know, I monitor penis so much. Penis making hole in the wall. You know.
You sure it's penis?
But when you take a hair clip and you shift it, it coming out.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel they used to make their love in the wall.
Miss Rudolphia says she
No.
monitor penis.
I'm telling you, the male, the male bottom was longer than the female. The female is more in, so the male bottom
Was longer.
Was a little longer.
So you know what penis look
I
like.
monitor penis.
But
penis of me.
penis didn't only bother you if you used to pee your bed.
No, it bother you when you go into when you go in school or church week.
No. I mean, it only used to affect children who peed their beds, or was it just something that was with old clothes?
No, it's the pee.
Is the pee?
The pee.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you get the wood was pine wood, you know, for the flooring. So if it meet that, there it is. It meet the sweet wood. So there it is. It coming in. You understand? It coming in. Penis.
Yes.
And you know where you get it. I hear people just talking when they're talking about embarrassment. That is what they're giving you, embarrassment. Penis. Jesus.
Oh, embarrass how? So
When you have your nice clothes and you go into church, and all of a sudden while you sit down, somebody telling you, look on him.
you know.
You know what? My grandmother used to iron my uniform, school uniform, you know, before I left the house. I cannot take heat.
Oh,
Once he take heat, he dead.
I needed you tonight.
Because I'm telling you, when you see you put that in the sun, especially if it go around the pillow, and you put it, you just see it hard. That's the medicine, you know, not spray. You can spray from January to December. But once you take the bed and you put it in the sun, you have to put that, let that take a nice sun. So when you come and sleep, you sleep in, so the bed's still hot. It can enter.
So they're big enough that people could see them. I didn't know. I thought peanuts were like little things
it?
that were like the little ants.
Ants? No.
Oh, wow.
A good size.
You taught me something tonight.
A good size.
taught
When you
me
see you walking, if you see that go under the collar of your shirt and you walk in and the sun hitting the collar of your shirt, it coming out. Because making everybody know your business.
Oh, wow. You see, this is why I have to do Bio Out Loud. I love these stories. I really love them. So, okay, so we can move on from the penis thing.
Yeah.
All I wanted to know was, like, you know, the bedding. Like, I remember what we used to do is that Granny would give us the bedding and you just put it away. But you're saying, so when you... It's not if you don't pee your bed, because you were telling me that they give it to you when you pee your bed. But what do you do in the morning? Do you just go to the river and wash it off? Or?
Well, there is another trouble. You haven't got river. But Michelle have no river. So you have to go a distance and get water. Carry it to put in a basin. Then put the bedding in it. Put breeze. Pass your hand in it. You have to put it to dry before you go to school.
Yes. Okay,
You have to wash it and put it to dry. It have people that used to go in the sea. Yeah, their grandmother would tell them, I don't know, go in the sea and beat up the bed to take out the pee-pee.
Yes. I see some people here commenting about their memories of the penis. And, you know, I appreciate it. I really love this kind of thing. So feel free to leave your comments. I'll read some of the comments soon. Okay, so that was one of the things about back in the day, sleeping on the floor and having to deal with things like, as you said, going so far for water. You know, so we have some luxuries now.
Yeah.
What about, have you ever been molested? like a family member touched you inappropriately. I hear a lot about that back in the day, and I know it happened now, but a lot of people used to say back in the day it happened, and like nobody wanted to speak about it even more than today.
Not well to tell Miss Robert, not only speak about it, you know when you see that happen to you and your parents, that's why it is good for parents to listen to their children. My grand aunt husband, my uncle, which is my father's uncle, I hope they are so rest in peace.
Yeah, I do hope that too.
You understand? Now with my grand aunt husband, the man used to call me and tell me, my auntie tell me to go and clean under her bed for her, remove the things and clean under the bed. The man would come with a rifle.
A real rifle.
A real rifle. He have no Zion, but he have a rifle. Make me afraid of the rifle. But in the time of Rudolphia wasn't even afraid of the devil.
How old were you at that time?
I put in it 13, 14. 13, 14. And he come in and tell me, and at the same time he's ready to come higher up,
Yes.
But I was talking now that a neighbor know what was happening because the neighbor knew him.
Mm-hmm.
So the neighbor come in and call. So when the neighbor come in out in the room, and at that time I finished do what I doing. And one day when I tell that to my grandmother, she did not believe me, man. She did not believe me. I had to tell her this because of a piece of food. You don't believe it. So I would lie on the man. And then the neighbor come and tell her, it is true. It is true. But with my granduncle now, my father's brother, my grandfather brother, that one is at Fort Saint Jean. And every other day I going up for session. But that day I heard my aunt was sick. So when I come up there, she was hospitalized. So I finished my uncle. So I can say there. Later on he come by my bedside and he tell me, let's talk. I said, okay, what do you have to say? Let's talk. You have boyfriend. I say I'm not happened to that. That's my first boyfriend. I'm to that. Well, TTT, I say, where the ham? He say, are you always rude? I say, no, I just ask you where the ham? And then he tell me he don't mind. I tell you, Mr. Robert, when he tell me he don't mind, I shiver. I stand up. And that time, Fort Saint Jean have no light. Fort Saint Jean is a place was strictly darkness. When I tell him, wait a while, I come in. I go in the porch and I just bawl, Jean, people in Fort Saint Jean, my uncle want to sleep with me. He leave the house. And by tomorrow morning, he tell people I'm going to go dead. He don't do me nothing and I screaming, he was coming behind me. You understand? But they don't have time, they did not penetrate.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't take chance with me. Because believe me, Miss Robert, if they had ever penetrate, I sell them up tomorrow morning. My grandmother don't believe in me. No, not true. She will have to believe me. And if she don't believe me, that is her. But I speak the truth. And I will make police arrest them.
Yes. And it is something that's still going on today. I'm happy that you could. And you see what you said? I shivered. That is definitely a feeling that most women or most young ladies, are, that's what we feel when it's, so I can relate. I understand. And
well, that's why I tell you, when I heard about molested children and mothers taking money, I'm so happy I'm not a police officer. Because the mothers I would arrest.
In some cases, yes.
Yeah, the mothers need to arrest. Mm-hmm. Because a man can't do that. I live in with that,
Yes. I mean, look, all these years later, you can remember it like it was yesterday.
I can remember more than that. They would not take no chances with me.
Yeah.
you know, because I knew I was a rude girl before. Now I'm an angel of God, my guardian there.
Yes. You said that you did not get the opportunity to go to high school. So when you did not do common entrance, what happened?
Well, I did the common entrance. I passed high. But, and, you know, right now, children get opportunity of scholarship. And they're doing nonsense. But at the time, it didn't have scholarship. It was my grandmother alone. Then I had an aunt. She was working by Nassif. And she could not help me. You understand? And now, at the time now, my mother making children in England, which giving her hell of domination. She cannot send anything. So I just couldn't go any further. And that's why I try my best with my children. I try my best with my kids. If they don't pass to go, I'll never hold them in. I send them to adults. That time it had adults education. It have a white man used to do different things with clay, which a son of mine can do. I have a son that could do daycare. Okay? Yeah. I have one that doing anything, in everything.
Okay, so you didn't get to go to high school. So what did you do after that? Did you start working?
No, well, I was with my grandmother. My mother was sending what she on. My auntie and uncle was looking about my dear mother and myself. You understand? I get to start to work by Nassif when I was 20 something.
Okay, so
And then without reason, I would go and pick up lime with people.
the same factory in Point Michelle. Okay.
Yeah, because people used to plant lime and take young children and go and pick up lime. And that same grand uncle, I used to go and pick up the lime with him, you know. He used to stay below and watch me on top. But luckily, I always have a pant. I don't know.
And you say that's the one that's dead, right?
Yeah, both of them passed away.
Okay. So, as you can see, I'm doing the show a little different this evening. I'm just asking her random questions. I feel like I'm sitting with a grandma, you know. So normally I do the show differently and ask the progression.
I do a show with Nazarene God.
Yeah.
You know, concerning husband and wife. So
that's where you're the night doctor.
No, the night doctor was about sex with Angelo Allen.
Oh, you see, she's been on the radio for a while.
Oh yes.
Okay, so at what age did you have your first child?
No, before the first child come, there was a guy named McDonald Joseph from Loubier. I had 5 of. I was a pretty good. Now I get ugly, you know.
You're still beautiful.
Okay, thank you. I had 5 of them making a break behind me. Who carry water to full drum with me full?
Oh, because it's not pipe in house.
Those days I didn't have water, but I had a neighbor that had a pipe, and I always choose at that hour to carry water to full the can and them.
Yes.
You understand? But that was my grandmother tell me, but how comes you making that trip so fast? I say, well, I put in 1 bucket under the water, take it, and by the time Amanda helping me there, you know, he put in the water by the gate. I say that liquor. When he come with the water, I go and pour it. So she suspect I doing that trip too fast. And I know a custom of doing it.
So you had 5 of them, one to carry water?
I had 5 of them, but I only was interested in the one from Loubier.
Why?
Understand? I don't know. He had more love in him, although he disappointed me at the latter date. But his love was more short.
Okay.
You understand? And then when he come, I say, listen, you have to go and check my grandmother. Eh? He say, boy. I say, yeah, it's good. So he tell me, oh. I say, don't worry. When you ready to come, he tell me when. So I say, okay. My grandmother need a big bottle to put kerosene. So I tell him, bring a big bottle. So when he bring the big bottle, he whisper, he whistle. I come out. And then I tell him, okay, I go in the toilet, which the toilet was a little away from my home, public convenience.
Well, we have to talk about the outside toilets in a bit.
Public convenience. So I tell him I go in.
Wait. So it's not only did you have an outhouse, it was public convenience, you had to go away from your house to use the toilet?
Yeah, man, we had to cross the ravine to go.
Okay, we'll
to
talk
the
about that
toilet.
after that then. Wow.
Yeah, so I tell him, bring the bottle, ask for me.
Mm-hmm.
When you go, she will tell you, call me. I not there. Because I tell her I go in toilet so that you can come in. So let me tell you that when you come, call me. She will tell you I not there. Tell her, well, the bottle of kerosene. A bottle of kerosene I'd ask you, so
Yes.
you bring it for me. But I don't go no toilet. I stand up right behind the house. Good. So when he enter, but before that, I take out the chairs and I put it outside. And I put a pail and I put 2 big stones. I was heavy, so I could lift up anything. So when she come out in the room, she come in the drawing room, she said, but why this stone? Why the pail? So in patois, she said, La Rudolphia, le chaimon. Where I go with her chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the same time, I say, Ma, idea. She say, oh, but you can understand patois. So I'll give it to you in English, although the patois much better.
Tell
you
me,
know.
tell me. The people listening also, it's not just about me. Yes.
So I say, Ma, he say, hey, Vinny, mi amun la pou. Moi, di, amun? Comme ça? Oh, il say, ma save, mi un homme la pou, oui, mais nan bouteille kérosine. Moi, di, pour que ça aille, di, yé, mais mon zaman. Yé, même. Moi, di, oui, man, il dit, yé, mais mon basa. Mais ça, il a l'air, because I was slim.
Mhm.
So she asking me.
I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Ça y ou pas ni devant ni derrière. But mamie assis dans le wash là, so il sait rien.
Mm-hmm.
So Rudolphia c'est pour ça on mette chez mon dehors pour nous moussa assis dans le wash. Bon dit c'est pas non. Et maintenant vous êtes aussi moi il dit moi il y a mes monstres pas non là. Mon quand il fait acquaintance là one time.
And that's so. I see somebody in the comments saying, "My cousin from Lubia, McDonald."
Okay.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Then let's on the person business.
So at the same time.
Uh-huh.
We talk, and then he say, well, I love Rudolphia a very long time. And how many years since you seen Rudolphia, young man? But by the way, what's your name you say? So he say, JB. I say, JB is your nickname. Say your name is McDonald. Look at the JB.
I hope McDonald at home holding his head tonight. Is he still alive?
No, he passed away.
He passed away. Okay.
Yeah. So,
My condolences.
so anyway, we there.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother say, okay. Well, once he come in, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. It's okay. So there's no problem. I put out the stones, I put out the pail, and I bring the chairs in. Now, that time, the chairs was made with cane. The bottom
Yes.
was with straws.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it have some that write, welcome home.
Yes.
Well, that was the chair I had at home at that time.
So he was properly welcomed.
Properly welcome.
Oh, okay. I'm loving it. I see this is why I love having people like Miss Rudolphia. You know, you get the
Anytime
the
you want
tea,
to
man.
call
You
for
get the
anything,
tea.
man, just call me.
So
I'll
let's
be
go
there.
back to the outhouse. You know, a lot of us young people might have never even experienced a latrine, much less for having to leave your. So what happened when, you know, there are days, like I grew up in a household, my mom has 4 of us and she has 2 adopted. So it's a household full of people, you know, and you want to use the bathroom, no, and somebody in the bathroom, no. What did you do when you had to go down the road and maybe the whole village, how many other people line up?
Well, no, we had no line out. There was a toilet with 2 rooms
Uh-huh.
for men and women.
Okay.
No, the thing is that we used to have our tin at our home.
Wow.
You understand?
When you say tin,
Well,
like a milk tin, the kind of
A pen tin. Paint. When you see you finish paint,
Uh-huh.
you save in that tin to do your number 2. So when it come on a certain height, you go and throw it in the sea. Now you have to pack yourself for transport not to see you.
I don't know why I asked this question.
You have to pack. Because once you see the light coming, you have to run behind the tambourine tree. Sometimes 3 of us bouncing together going on for our tin. You think? But in the day now, you could go and use the toilet.
But wasn't that something that everybody was doing?
Oh, yes, man.
So why you hiding?
Huh?
So why you hiding if everybody doing it?
Just what coming up, boy. Our we used to hide. Be the tumbling tree.
So everybody. So at what point did people start having their own private outdoor toilets?
When Miss Charles started to put water in. Was it Miss Charles?
But it's an outside toilet. You don't need water for that.
No, it have its own water.
Oh.
But when people start putting their own water at their home, then they start to put their own convenience.
Wow. Because I always thought that when houses were built, it just had an outside toilet.
No houses building with outside and inside toilet. Somebody don't want outsiders to use their toilet. They put in one outside. You understand? But before wasn't that. Everybody have a tin at their home. On Christmas Day, people gather in by 2 free tins. So when one tin finish, it's ready to bust out. You take another tin.
What?
So the tin was your toilet at the time.
So in the middle.
But the public convenience, you know, you use it. You use it, but when night time come, you do your thing. You have your yard bar up. You put your thing.
So in the middle of the night, you want to do it, you have to use the tin.
You use your pail or your potty, and then you pour tomorrow morning. You go in it.
What do you call it? Your slub pail. What you used to call the pail?
Just a pail.
My grandma had a name for her pail. I tried to think of it. Yeah.
Everybody had something.
Yes. Okay. I saw your
But
pail.
we used to call a toilet. We used to call it our toilet.
Okay.
And even though you come in the yard there, you can see that, you know. Because they used to take either a piece of galvanized and put it. You come in the yard there, you don't know what behind the galvanized.
Okay. Another thing that we have now that we didn't have, that you guys didn't have a lot of, was street lights.
No.
So it was like pitch dark. Do you have any stories or memories of a dark night that something happened? I know you always have a story.
Well, dark night, that is the time boyfriend looking for girl, some boyfriend looking for girlfriend. You understand? Because it's dark.
Yes.
We make our deal. I tell you, wait for me over there. And then when the time comes, nobody want to see you, but somebody must see you. You understand what I mean? Good. But afterward, they put street light, they put one, but you still have the darkness.
Yes.
Until when the moon shine.
Wow.
Full moon.
So full moon was a thing.
Of full moon.
Yes.
Darkness.
You know, we had a full moon last week, and a lot of people were going crazy over it. And young people, we're like, oh, full moon, blue moon, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I saw somebody make that post on Facebook that they remember when it was about the moon. You know, because that's when activities would happen.
Oh, yeah, that's why we play games
and stuff.
All kind of games.
Yeah.
That time we used to play cashew, mabel. You will see the boy going all under your breast. Cashew, mabel, cashew. All in your banana, we playing cashew, mabel. But now they can't play that game, eh?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so back to the darkness. Label. That is something, I just thought they were talking about. We don't see fireflies anymore.
You don't see nothing. What you see is phone, laptop, computer.
So where have the fireflies go? You used to catch fireflies until as a child, and
we used to call it sukuya. They especially when you see it extra bright. Yeah, man. We used to say, look it coming. You know.
Okay, but I don't know, Mr. Technician. That's something we can talk about. I know it is. Okay, so, you know, people tend to, this is a nation station. We don't want to misinform the public.
No,
but
information.
That is something that a lot of people you hear, it's in your childhood about the Sukuya era. Last week I saw somebody post that said they want to know if all the Sukuya die because they're not seeing anymore. They see them anymore.
No.
Okay, so give me a Sukuya story. I'm pretty sure, not a scary one that people cannot sleep tonight, but I know this is something that our grandparents used to tell us, like, everyone have heard about the lady who stole the queen's dress and that kind of thing. But the in your time, people really believed that there were.
Believe is doubt.
I don't like
Believe is doubt. You're not sure.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it had itself. It probably shall a man lose his nose, because of that. He see the sukuya. over the sea. And he run and tell his mother, look who one passing. And when he come to the following day was cricket then pouring. And when he come to hit the ball leave the bat and take his nose, you know. That man go overseas, he never come back, you know. I don't know if he died for now.
Oh Lord, you know what? I need to read some of our comments because I'm forgetting my people. And thank you, Miss Rudolphia, for being here. I really needed her laughs today. There's some Juliet saying, pleasant good evening, everyone. We have Cleffa saying, good evening, ladies. She is so right. We should be ashamed to talk about night time because it was like hell. Sorry, talking about the penis. You know, so they remember the penis.
Yeah.
Okay, we have somebody here saying, and when it bursts, it smells bad.
Because it take your blood.
Oh, the penis was sucking you?
Eh? Yeah, boy. This penis have to make sure its stomach full, you know.
So the penis is something like tick. I don't know what it is then. That's not
it's a flat thing, black flat. You understand? And when you suck your blood, it come in big.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's coming big. I already watch a male and a female penis on a white sheet, you know.
Well, you already monitor those penis.
Yeah, you have to. Listen, if you don't do things like that, from the time I know myself at 18 years, that is my job. Monitoring myself. Always put in my ears. Wait, I forget my earring, man. Always put in my ears at the back of my neck from to hear what happened. You have to do that.
Somebody say wicked man. I guess they were referring to when we were talking about the man molesting you or the men molesting you.
No, he did that time.
Yeah, so we have somebody say it was like a plague back in the days. You would know they use Purina to spray those penis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Purina.
They are that spray for you.
Okay, the smell would last forever. Good memories to laugh at. Someone else saying, my cousin, okay, we read that, my cousin Lubea. Good night, listening, true story, small world. Someone is saying he passed away. Alexia said there was another way. They used to poo in plastic bags. You know that one too?
Mm-hmm.
So how you got rid of it?
The plastic bag?
Mm-hmm.
When they break, you put it in your rubbish and you won't throw in the sea. Yeah.
Okay, good night, Janet. Thank you for being here with us this evening. We have somebody say, I like these stories. Our young people should be listening to know how life was completely different from the sweet days they have today. I agree. This is from Nelista Thomas. And someone says, sit on 2 stones by the river. Oh, that's how they used to go pool?
Some people, they used to go pool. But at the same time, when you finish and you sit down, mop your taking over.
What is mop your?
And if he has nobody wouldn't sue you. And then mop your. Little animal. You say little animal, you say you know there.
Oh, okay, jam pipi.
No man, Jack Pipi is something else. Jack Pipi is nothing.
Okay, well I don't know what it's for. Guys, we're celebrating 1 year tonight, and we just needed to have someone that would share the stories.
Just call on me, I'll be there. Any kind of story.
What is Mopio?
Mopio is a little animal that go inside your skin. And listen, if you see it take that, you see that there, it love to come there. Mopio. When you see according to how you go in the river.
Is it like Betouge?
Something like that, but different. Bête rouge, unless you don't give it like more coil or beer rum, it won't come out. Or hot water. But that one there, it like the poil under your arm. I tell you, I went to river once. Lord have mercy, that take me. Kerosene, my grandmother had to give it, and then
Kerosene?
Yeah, man, kerosene to kill that around there. Babe, I go and babe, we. I have a sister that come out, I bring her to river. But luckily it didn't go on her. But the stone I was sitting on, it was waiting for me there. What? And you see that take your susu, why is somebody talking to you? And for that there to be fool. If the person don't know it, they don't know it. But if they know it, they say, hey, but you are mopion. Look mopion all over your eyes. Don't die, I will be there. No. All right.
Oh So they're not around anymore.
I don't know. I don't hear nothing about it. I don't hear nothing about it. But the last time I had a conversation with a man that working in Fleet, spraying
Yes.
thing, and he tell me he still have penis. I say, you joking? He tell me, yeah, man, penis still around.
Ah. Oh, someone said full moon in the gardens. And BPI in the building, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. We used to put it on hold and put it in a bottle. Okay. Alexis say, when they want me to come inside early, they're telling me about the souks coming.
Yeah.
Yes. And someone said that was the best time. Doreen, good evening. Thank you for being here. Good night, ladies. We have Randy Turney here with us. Someone said, I made a mistake. We should be ashamed. That's okay. So thank you, everyone. I'll come back to read again. Oh, Mopio is lice. Someone said Mopio is lice. It likes hair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Someone said loving it. So everyone is enjoying you tonight. You know, they're enjoying the laugh. We really wanted tonight to be all about the stories. And okay, I see someone say, I enjoy catching label and putting them in a bottle. It was so much fun compared to now. We were doing everything outside, playing until it started getting dark.
And you can't go and sleep if you don't want to wash your 2 foot.
Yes.
You know, you playing, but you don't enter in that house. If your 2 foot don't wash, to go on the bed. Although it's on the bed, then you have to go. But you have to wash your foot.
But why just your foot? Was that like a folk tale that they believe that your foot?
No, you know, nothing like folktale except you play outside. You play. You have slippers in your foot dirty, so you have to go on the bed. So you must wash it.
Yes.
Sometimes some of them have a piece of cloth on the step, waiting for when you wash it to wipe your foot to come inside.
You know what? Let me tell you what my grandma used to say. And the thing is, right? It's so they make this thing stick in your head. And I was 5 years old when I stopped coming to Dominica, and I still remember these things today. Granny will say you have to come inside the house back way.
Yes, 12 o'clock in the night. When it's 12, you can't come so. Like I come so. You understand? No, you have to turn your back and come in. Your back have to be inside. So whoever following you, outside they have wicked people. So whoever following you, the door will close on them. But if you come straight, they following you, they coming inside with you.
Who taught our grandparents these things?
Well, it's reality.
Also, you still do these things if you're going after 12?
After, I don't come inside my house. First, you're madman. I know, or if I come out to a dance, I know who that meet me on the way there and say, okay, let me come and torment her life. You're madman.
Miss Rudolphia, you've lived a long, happy life. I like the laughter. The first time I met you, I told you, I like your spirit. I really do.
Yeah.
I like people that can just
And
live.
your spirit jump in mine and mine jump in you.
I know.
We became lovers, eh?
I know. I just love her spirit. You know, but can you think of one thing in your lifetime that you've regretted? Like your one regret in this life? Just one.
The man have the children with, and when he finish, he leave. I give him place to stay in Aruba.
Oh, you used to live in Aruba?
No, I had my grandfather in Aruba.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So he wanted to go, how they call that? Better himself and better, he'll help me and children. And when he went there, call my grandfather, not time, write my grandfather. And tell my grandfather, my children's father will be coming and work because he was a strong mechanic. Very good. Now I'm not mechanic. At that time, he was a good mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And Gordon Blanchard, them fellas there. And when he went and thing, all of a sudden, he don't even know idea. And I give you a place to live for you to be free.
That's bad.
You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started to send welfare paper for him, he refused. He regret he ever had children with me, and myself regret I ever knew him. That's the only regret.
Okay, and what is your greatest accomplishment? In life? Like, what's the thing that you're most happy about in your entire life?
When I love myself.
Oh.
In a certain time, I just be so sad and down. And a certain time, when you see I come back up, I feeling good.
Yes. And self love is a thing that we talk about it a lot now for women, and but it's not something that people used to talk a lot about before.
Well, right now, that's what women have to do.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself. You gotta tell me you love the man from bottom to head, and you don't love yourself. You have to love yourself, and if you don't love yourself, what man can you love? You gotta love nobody else.
Yes, that's true counsel. When is your birthday?
2nd of December.
Oh, I'm a December born too.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
why.
that.
So that's why the love enter. Oh.
Yes, I'm a December born also.
What month now?
What day?
What day, sorry?
The 30th. I'm a Capricorn.
No, you're not a Sagittarius.
No, I'm a Capricorn.
You're not a Sagittarius.
Yes.
Sagittarius are beautiful people. We're serious in life.
Yes.
More nice.
Okay, what's your favorite food?
What food I hate?
Okay, like everything. Like everything.
Dumpling.
Dumpling.
Is my hateful food.
You don't like dumpling?
I don't like to do it for others. Come to eat it.
Oh, okay.
You see, Tanya is also one. But with Tanya, I blend it, I drink it. But I cannot swallow Tanya. It just can't go down. But otherwise, anything else that come, I do.
You're there.
But because I'm a diabetic now, I don't go with Irish potato anymore. Irish potato is a disease to the health.
Yes. I understand. Okay, so I just wanted people to get to know you better. And also, let me see another nice question I can ask you. If you had to choose between green bananas and dashing, which one would you choose?
The green banana, the dashing will come last.
Will come last.
I can eat green banana with or without meat. I can eat it with or without gravy.
Did you do a lot of traveling? Have you ever traveled from Dominica?
I travel, yes, to Martinique on boat.
On boat? What was that like, the experience on the boat?
A man fall in love with me from Martinique. And he bring me to know Martinique, and we had to go on a little boat. That time, we had a man there from Rudolphia they call Sylvester, and he used to make trips. And that day, I leave my bed 3 o'clock in the morning and go on that boat, and we traveling nicely. But when we reach in the middle of the sea, Lord have mercy, I cannot swim. Jesus. I said, Jesus, you see what I do to myself, but hold I will. I can swim. Anyway, the man take 2 things, he put in my arm, he tell me if I have to float, he will help me. Sea taking boat, food had to throw in the sea because boat leaking, too much water. But anyway, I still reach Martinique.
Let me tell you, I don't know why. I think we're sitting in front of the 1 year. Oh, you see, when I move my hair, you can see the 1 year sign. I could not have a better person here with me this evening. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So,
and then I traveled to Antigua. I went to Barbuda and visit my daughter, but she had let me come to Barbuda because she was loving a guy. And the guy mother was giving her help, so she wanted me to come and make a trouble for her. But when I reached there, she said, I don't make in trouble. And from that, because I didn't tell you, me that give you the man to fall in love with. You that bring the man for him to know, no, you want me to fall in love. Then I went to England twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I went to England the first time and the second time when my father fall from a ladder.
I thought you said you don't know your father. Why you bad up
no,
the man now?
I know my father when I was 20, almost 50 something.
Okay.
My father. When I went to England, I know that two parents.
Okay.
You understand? Because when my mother come to know me for her first time, I was calling my grandmother, man. When she answered, I used to tell her, I don't call you. Your name is Matilda. You answering ma.
Okay, so you met your grandpa. You met your dad when you were 50.
Yeah, almost
okay,
50.
and you went to England. What was that like for you?
Well,
you went during the winter or the summer?
Well, I went to a summer. The second time. I put hairstyle on my head. And I never had a feeling when I reach, I would be feeling that cold. The hat cannot stay on my head because I got excited by here. I walk in, After I leave the airport and thing, they drop me where I have to drop. I walk in, is the shoes that carrying me, but not my toes. You ever see? And summer, I say, Lord have mercy.
So imagine for the winter.
Moi-même, en bas plate. But me time September take place, down the roadway.
Yes.
Ouais.
Okay. What is one thing that you would have loved to do in your life that you did not do, or you haven't done as yet?
That's why have a car, have a nice house.
You can you drive?
Well, easy to drive, you know. Right now, they just pay a license.
So you okay?
I can't drive.
You can't drive, but you'd have loved to have a car.
But if I get one, I even though I have to pay somebody to drive
teach you,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. No, you see that road there? You see the chauffeurs now?
Okay, if you could change one thing in life now, what would it be? Anything. If you had the power to change anything in the world, not a political thing, just one thing in the world, what would it be?
Why you jump not political?
Because my show is not a
But
political show.
Definitely. So why you have to bring that up?
Okay, so
What I will change? Put more unity and love. You know that unity and love business is just dead. It dead between everybody. Trust and confidence, you don't even see that there again.
yes.
You know, them things I would really want to change.
Yes. Okay, so we spoke about a lot of beautiful things that you guys did in the past that we don't do now. So tell me one thing that you see people living with today, like it's so important that you lived pretty good without back in the day.
A car, my wife, my girlfriend. But that's what they call in the transport now.
Yes.
Don't kneel on my car. They don't say that. That is my wife. And the wife at home, I don't know who is she. You understand what I mean? That's I don't know.
So it's a walk, go everywhere, and you're fine.
Me walking?
Yeah, because the other day you told me you can walk to Point Michelle. I could not believe it.
Of course I can walk to Point Michelle.
Wow.
I used to pay my bus to Roswell when I finish. I walking back, just on exercise.
How would you like to be remembered when you're gone? How would you like to be remembered?
Well, you see me, maybe if I gone, you remember who me through the radio station. Lazarine Gordon might say, I can remember Rudolphia talking about life story with her, about her loved one, her husband and thing. But, in my parish, if I die, I don't know.
I know, but there must be within your mind, there must be a way that you want people to remember you.
Well, I do my utmost best. So whoever remember the good that I have done, they will remember. And who don't want to remember just won't remember.
For the good that you've done.
But it wouldn't matter to me once I bring a small boy, as I tell my a box with red cap, small bottle of red cap, this special, and put it by the cemetery. It's gone, I gone. Some of them may be happy. Let them fight for it.
Okay. All right, Rudolph. We didn't talk about your husband, the fact that you were married, and we're out, the hour is gone. But
next time we'll talk about marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
I'll be there.
So we have a lot of people sending you love on the live before
Thank
we
you.
go. Somebody said they'll remember you for jokes.
Oh,
yes,
all right.
yes. And they said that, this lady is very funny. I like her. Someone said, I don't think anybody that was sad is still sad. That lady can really make jokes. Say it as it is.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was me. That's always me.
Yes. So when you get a chance, you can go sit down and watch the show over and read the comments and everything that's going on there. But to everyone who's listening, this is Miss Rudolphia at Corriette.
They call me Fafa.
Fafa. Yeah, I see somebody say Fafa. And she likes to be referred as the night doctor. So we're celebrating 1 year. My hair is totally blocking this time, but Bio Out Loud is celebrating 1 year this evening, and we just wanted to have somebody we could reflect on, instead of having various just her life stories. Want to know what life was like in Dominica. So I want to thank you so much for being here, and I hope when we have another freestyle night, you can be back here with me.
Yeah, because it have a lot of things. I go through hell.
Yes,
But
so.
nobody never see you. What I go through, I still smile, I still laugh and things.
Yes. All right, so everyone on the live, thank you for being here with us, and everyone in Radioland, thank you so much for listening this evening. I am Julie Roberts, and this is Bio Out Loud, where we tell Dominican stories, sit and we talk with Dominicans about their life story. We're here every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m., so I invite you to be here with us next week when we have the first ever PCOS life stories here on.
Boy, you just saying PCO. Tell what is the CPU?
Well, next week we will discuss that. We're out of time. We have Hassan Robinson up next with Streams of Consciousness. So
what they give you?
thank you so much for being here tonight. Until next week, I'm Julie Roberts. This was Bio Out Loud, part of the Whitey Kubuli Mondays here on DBS Radio, and my show is sponsored by National Institute for Praise Production here in Dominica. Have a good evening, everyone, and bye.
Across the Caribbean, you listen. Across the world, you listen. And at home in the nature isle, you